Hi everyone, in this video we'll be looking into day 4 challenge for Advent of Cyber 2024. So the name of the challenge is um, I'm all atomic inside, and this is related to MITRE ATT&CK framework and atomic red team. So if you guys don't know about MITRE ATT&CK framework, and that is basically a database which contains the TTPs. And what is a TTP? It is a the full form is techniques and procedures. Um, I can show you how does it look like. So if you go to MITRE ATT&CK framework website, this will be the home page. You you can choose either one of these. So these are basically type of attacks, you can say. For example, first one is for enterprise, that is for organizations. Second one is for mobile applications or mobile specific attacks. Third one is for industrial control systems. um, we are interested in enterprise, so when you click on this it will open a uh, table like this. Now tactics are these, which you see in the top as a column name: reconnaissance, resource development, initial access, execution, persistence, privilege escalation, defense evasion, credential access. Now each of these tactics have multiple techniques. You can see reconnaissance at 10 techniques, resource development has 8 techniques, initial access has 10 techniques. So similarly, okay. And now each technique has different procedures. So for example, let's see this reconnaissance. If we go to the first technique, that is active scanning. Now it has 3 procedures. If I open this, how to open this? Reconnaissance, MITRE. Yes, spellings are incorrect. First tactic, active scanning, okay, and it has 3 procedures. So similarly, you can go through any of these. So it is basically a database. It includes it segregates um, the steps which adversary takes to compromise the system in a very detailed fashion. Um, so for example, this active scanning, you can do active scanning in 3 types. For example, IP blocks, vulnerability scanning, word list scanning, or brute forcing. Uh, I hope you get it. You spend some time with this, you will understand uh, this in better way. Now let's read the story. Sockmas is approaching and the town of Orwell started preparation for grand event. Glitch acquired talented Sockmas engineer had hunch that this year's celebrations would be different. With looming threats, he decided to revamp the town's security defenses. Glitch began to fortify the town's security defenses. Quietly and meticulously, he started by implementing a proactive firewall, patching vulnerabilities and accessing endpoints to patch for security vulnerabilities. As he worked tirelessly, he left breadcrumbs, small traces of his activity. Okay, so SOC glitch um, is trying to make sure that defenses are uh, up to date, and so he is basically testing the defenses. Um, and he forgot to clean up uh, his activities, like breadcrumbs or small traces of his activity. Unaware of a glitch, good intentions, SOC team spotted anomalies, logs showing admin access, escalation privileges, patch system behave differently, security tools triggering alerts. SOC team misinterpreted this system as side of insider threat or rogue attacker and decided to launch investigation using atomic red team framework. Learning objectives: learn to identify malicious techniques using MITRE attack framework. Learn how to use atomic red team tests to conduct attack simulations. Now, whatever we saw here, we can emulate these each one of these techniques, and the scripts for the emulation are available in the Atomic Red Team website. They have a they have different PowerShell scripts for each of these emulation of TTPs. Um, and the last thing we will understand is how to create alerting and detection rules for these attacks. So first thing first, you need to start your uh, target VM, and these are the credentials. I am not using the attack box provided by TryHackMe. I am using their VPN. So let me connect to the VPN. And let me just wait for the IP address. Machining's booting up. Copy this IP, and you can use any RDP client. I'm using Ramina. Sorry for clicking on terminal. So I'm using Ramina. You can use any of the RDP client. If you are using Windows as your tag box, you can use Windows. Sorry, as your host machine, you can use Microsoft RDP client. If you don't have Ramina, the command for installation is very simple. apt install Ramina and -y for skipping the yes no prompt. Um, so this will install Ramina. You can use this command and accept this prompt. Username is administrator. Password is emulation 101. And I need full screen, so click on this. And this is a Windows server. Windows Server 2019, and we are currently logged in as administrator. Um, and the VM has Atomic Red Team and Sysmon installed. Sysmon is system monitor. It is part of sys internal tools by Microsoft. You can search for Sysmon, so you can see this is part of sys internal tools, and it basically collects events or logs events. If you can see Sysmon is this Windows system service and device driver that once installed in the system remains resident across system reboots to monitor and log system activity to Windows event log. It provides detailed information about process creations, network connections, and changes to file creation time. By collecting these events, it generates using Windows Event Collection or SEAM agents, and subsequently analyzing them, you can identify malicious or anomalous activity and understand how intruders and malware operate on your network. This service runs as a protected process, thus disallowing wide range of user mode interactions. Okay, so basically this is a tool used to um, collect logs or enable logging in Windows. Detection gaps, while it might be utopian dream of blue team are able to detect everything, but that usually is not possible. You cannot detect every attack. You can try to detect some of the things because if you try to detect the attack in a way, in a very specific way, attacker will try to use some other way to do the same thing. Uh, so it is a security is a cat and mouse game as it is written. Um, and the line between anomalous and expected behavior is very often. So, for example, the example given here is you are checking for the login attempts from for the country from which country users are trying to log in. Let's say your organization is based out of India and your user is trying to log in from China maybe. So uh, that is not a usual activity and it is an anomaly in your logs. And but there is a possibility like someone from your company is traveling to China for business uh, purposes and he tried to log in from there. So now that is a legitimate login, but it will show as anomaly in your system in your SIEM tool. So it is difficult to detect whether the login is anomalous or expected. So this is a cyber attack kill chain. It it showcases or again segregates the compromise from start to end. So the attacker usually start with recon, then initial compromise, establish foothold as a low privilege user, then try to escalate privileges, again move laterally between other systems, try to make sure uh, it will persist even if a system reboots or internet get disconnected somehow. So that is maintaining persistence. Then so this is a cyclic process. Then clearing the tracks means attacker will after completing their motivation, like for example stealing files or gaining access or reading some data, um, attacker will try to clear the tracks, deleting logs from the event viewer maybe, deleting the files which was created during the attack, and then so that is complete mission part. Now all of these steps are there in my tray. I have already showcased that. Now atomic red team is a collection of scripts which you can use to do these types of attacks. All of these, not all of these, like most of the common ones are there in atomic red team. Uh, so it is basically PowerShell scripts you can use. Um, Now dropping the atomic max KD has a vague idea what happened to compromised machine. It seems someone tried to use atomic red team to emulate attack on one of our systems without permission. Perpetrator also did not clean up the test artifacts. Let's have a look what happened. Max KD, who is a SOC analyst, suspects that supposed attacker used MITRE attack spear phishing with attachment. So this is part of tactic phishing, and within phishing the technique is spear phishing attachment. You can read about this, and you can see which APT groups have used this in past. Uh, so it is a very valuable resource. You should you can refer to this whenever you see something in the real environment and you don't know uh, what type which type of APT groups might have used this in past. Um, oh yeah, let's get back to our challenge. Let's recreate the attack accumulation performed by a supposed attacker and look for the artifacts created. Okay, if Atomic Red Team is already installed on the system, if you run this get help invoke atomic test, the help will open for this. So let's try if it is installed in the system. Help invoke atomic test. Yes. So atomic red team scripts are installed. Now these are some of the options. Um, if you want to use a specific technique, you can give the option like this. Show details if you want to read about the technique. So for example, in our case, uh, we want to read about spear phishing attachment. So that is T1566001. Copy this ID, invoke atomic test and atomic technique minus show details. So you can see there are atomic test number 1, 2, I beg your pardon. There are two atomic tests available for this particular um, tactic. Sorry, not tactics, technique. First one is spear phishing attachment. Um, Second one is spear phishing no, first one is download macro enabled phishing attachment, and second one is word spawned a command shell and used an IP address in the command line. Okay, so there are uh, two separate atomic tests you can perform here. Okay, So again, you can read all of this. Um, let's continue and run the first test of T15660001. Before running the emulation, we should all resources are placed in conducted successfully. So minus check prerequisite you can use to determine everything which is required to run this test case is there. This command will use data included in databases, find whether all the resources are present. Looking at the test 1 dependencies, no additional resources are required. Run same command for test 2 and it will state um, Microsoft Words need to be installed. So let's see that. Because second number requires MS Word to be installed, so it should show that MS Word is required for the second one. For the first, nothing is required. For the second, Microsoft Word is required to be installed. Okay, so this is the use of check prerequisite option. Now let's execute the first one. Executing test, done executing. Um, so we have executed it. Now the second part is detecting this particular attack. Sysmon is already enabled in this machine. Um, to make it easier for the pickups event, we will first start cleaning up from the previous test command. Okay, let's clean it up first. Um, minus cleanup. Okay. Open event viewer, application and services. So let us clean up the old events. Event viewer, application and services, Microsoft Windows, Sysmon operational, application and services, Microsoft Windows, Sysmon and operational, Sysmon, this one operational. Okay, clear all of these, right click on this and clear log. Okay, so we have cleared everything. So if even if you refresh, nothing is there. Now let's rerun the test case number 1 and refresh again. and we got the events. So this is how Sysmon collects events, and you can see file created event. This file is created at this particular location. More detailed information is here. Okay, now we go to event viewer, right click on operational log, um, click refresh. We have done that. We are interested in two events that detail the attack. First, a process was created to for PowerShell to execute the following command. Okay, so let's find this one. I think this is the one. C Windows PowerShell. Command line. No. Yes, this is the one. Now let's go to this directory where the file is created. This is the file. It contains flag. Copy this. Paste here. Submit. Now let's clean up once again. And you will see the file will be deleted and it is gone. You can see that. Um, so now we have performed the attack and deleted the file after performing the attack as well. Now how to detect this? There are multiple indicators of compromise. So first one is invoke web request. So when uh, this this particular attachment was downloaded from this URL, so first thing is this. Usually uh, when attacker tries to access a domain, you can determine whether that particular domain is a known known malicious domain or not. So you can check that. Also, invoke web request is not common as it is written here. Uh, it is not common for this command to run from a script behind the scenes. You can determine malicious domains, and this is a malicious file, so your EDR should be able to detect it and generate alert. So this is how you create a rule. Um, you can copy all of this and go to ChatGPT, paste it, and ask ChatGPT to explain it. You will get more explanation what is going on here in each step. Um, so the challenge is as Glitch continues to prepare for SOCMAS for and fortifies Warwell security, he decided to conduct attack simulation that would mimic a ransomware attack across the environment. He is unsure of the correct detection metrics to implement for this test, asks you for help. Your task is to identify correct atomic test to run that will take advantage of a command and scripting interpreter. Command and scripting interpreter is basically CMD in Windows. Conduct the attack, extract valuable artifacts that would be useful to craft detection rule. Okay, so we need to create a we need to mimic a ransomware attack. So as we don't know anything, search for ransomware attack and type Mitre. Click on this data encrypted, decrypted. No. Command and scripting interpreter. Sub techniques. Windows command shell. T10590003. No. Look for Look up the Mitre attack technique ID for command and scripting interpreter. Command and scripting interpreter is this one I have opened. Okay, I went to a specific sub technique. Okay, what attack sub technique ID focuses on Windows command shell. Okay, now this is the answer. 0.003. What is the name of the atomic test to be simulated? Atomic test to be simulated. Okay, so for this we can again go to atomic red team. T10590003. T1059.003. There are 5 tests here available for us. We are interested in ransomware. So for that, uh, ID is number 4, atomic test number 4. Simulate black byte ransomware print bombing. So this is test number 4 is for ransomware. So we will be using test number 4. Name of the uh, atomic test is this. Copy this, paste. What is the name of the file used in the test? Name of the file used in the test is this, warware ransomware.txt. What is the flag found from this atomic test? Um, so you can run this atomic test number 3 minus atomic test number 3, no, test number 4, beg your pardon. So it ran something and a file is saved in desktop. This is the flag. Okay, this was the day 4 challenge. Uh, we have learned here basically what is attack, MITRE attack framework, how to use atomic red team, test cases, how to run them, how to clean them after successful attack, and how to detect attacks using Sysmon, how to identify attacks, how to create um, a rule for detection. For example, this one means we didn't created this, but we got a example like what will be the detection rule for this phishing technique. So I hope you like it. Uh, that's what I wanted to showcase. Thank you for watching.